Hello YouTube, hi, my name is Mark and this is Nixon Motorsports. This channel is all about motorsports, from racing to exotic cars and even simulators. Today's video, this is race day. We're at a US Majors. It's a doubleheader race weekend. This is Saturday, so it's our first qualifying, our first race of the weekend today. Weather seems to be good. It did rain last night, so the track's going to be a little, let's say, green this morning, but it should come in pretty quick. And anyway, I thought I would bring you along and let you experience this with us. So let's get with it. I'll do that when I go get the fuel. Okay. You want to put those on first? Yeah. On the car, or you want to?
I'll make sure they're nitro. Yeah.
You can do that. Okay.
What pressure do we want on 14? 14.5?
This morning, let's do 15. We'll go maybe 14.5
For the race?
Yeah.
Okay. We got a tire that lost air. It's leaking out of the valve stem.
Again? For some reason, I was thinking about that this morning. Because it happens before. So, we don't want that when Mark's trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. This one's leaking too, Mark.
Oh, that's not good.
It's right up there.
So the car's already warmed, new tires on. These are called stickers, and 0 miles on them. We normally do that for qualifying and then for race, right? So a little drama this morning. Everything was fine. The car was prepped. We had fuel in it, and we lo and behold found one tire was flat, and we ran them up to the tire guy quickly moments ago, and it was just old valve stem seals, no big deal. So kind of a lessons learned. We're going to make sure we change those seals every time we do a tire change. But car's ready to go. Let's get out and qualify and see what we can do.
Canyon. Yeah, I see you. Yeah, I see a 146.1. Guys, we almost got the 45. There was multiple yellow flags on the track, so I was having to be careful. I think that's what took it away. Did you see what the other guys were? Well, we'll talk up here.
All right, everybody. Qualifying finished this morning. Pretty tickled, actually. Ran my fastest lap so far here at this track, a 1:46.089. And you know, I shared with you my target this weekend is to get into the 1 minute 45 second lap. So we're right there. The car's running well. Balance feels good. Out on track for qualifying, there was several yellow flags, so I had to be careful around that. You know, that probably was enough right there that took my 145 lap away from me. Not a big deal. I'll get it next time out or tomorrow qualifying or whatnot. But the car's running well, and again, we'll be starting up front. The plan is to pull a distance, try to get a gap, hopefully have a clean start, of course, and kind of take it from there. So let's get in the car here in a bit and get out on track. I'll show you kind of the grid process and rolling out on track. You know, behind a safety car. You know, it's a rolling start, right? But so you can see what that's like. But anyway, today's race is only a 20-minute sprint race. Tomorrow then we'll repeat again. You'll be qualifying tomorrow morning with a longer race tomorrow afternoon. I think it's a 35-minute race or 17 laps, something like that. So anyway, let's get to the race. Let's see how we do. Come on.
But they were, but it's a lot. I don't know. I guess it depends on because what was the track size? It's like 89.
Well, I don't know. We'll look here in a second. I mean, the balance was great. That little bit, that extra teeny bit in the rear, definitely. Well, you know, and it could be part, you know, a little less camera. Yeah. I mean, the tires are great. Best thing to look. I love it.
Why
Ever.
That's.
Are you going to do more changes again?
No. Just fuel.
Okay.
Fuel
And just make bolts and nuts?
yeah, nuts and bolts.
Look at everything. I'll look at oil here in a minute.
We download data.
How about the tire? It's good?
Yeah, it's good for the rice.
You're going to use that for racing, right?
Yep.
Okay. No, look at it. Mira. Caca. Throw away over there. Mira. Pick it up. Mira. This is our new crew.
Save one of them.
Yeah, save one.
Connor. Go say hi to Jane.
Oh, Connor.
Say hi.
Oh, he's got a new hat.
Oh, yeah. Number one fan.
No, the bag.
Oh, you like it more? Okay.
There you
That's
go.
your style.
Nice.
That's your style.
Five-minute warning, guys. We're okay. many laps to do? That was awesome.
So Jeff is staring at data. Look how serious he is. He's got that very serious look.
Race day.
So we got a few minutes. We're just dissecting data. We want to rethink before our race. We want to rethink maybe our start, assuming I can get up front again. We want to think about maybe a different approach, knowing that we have a strong acceleration, Swift in the mix. We're going to want to think through that. But right now we're just digesting data, getting the car ready for our qualify run this morning in about an hour and a half, something like that. So Jeff's busy looking at data. What are you looking at?
Tire pressures specifically, because that's kind of, now that we've kind of got a handle on the camber and the tire temperatures, now it's tire pressures. So, we had an issue yesterday morning with some valve stems that were leaking.
Oh yeah, wait a second, hang on, before you keep going on that, let's talk about that. We forgot to tell you about that yesterday. So yesterday morning we show up, we're nice and relaxed, we had all our caffeine. First thing is we show up and the one of the tires on the car, brand new, was flat. So
car sitting flat on the wheel. Yeah.
Seems like not a big deal, right? You would just put more nitrogen in it and be done with it, but no, it was definitely leaking.
Yep.
So then we turned to our other set that we had mounted. They were also leaking.
We could physically hear it on the valve stem. Yeah.
So we're scrambling at that point, like, oh shit, so we had maybe an hour before we had to be on track.
Yeah,
so we had to find the tire guy and take care of that. All that was on our side, just to share what the problem was. We run TPMS sensors, but they're pretty heavy and they have these IR sensors on there, right? So the load on that valve stems, it's heavy. Anyway, the rubber grommet, right?
Yeah, the little grommet that seals the valve stem to the wheel.
Yeah.
Just over time and heat and everything, they just deteriorated and they weren't sealing good.
Right.
Big thanks to the tire guy. Is it Kevin?
Yeah.
Kevin, if you're watching this, man, thank you. You saved our ass. So.
Yeah. So lessons learned, and we're supposed to do that every time, right? So lesson learned, when you change, at least for us, when we change our tires, we're going to put new rubber grommets on the valve stems. Yep. Every time, and we're not going to worry about this or try to eliminate that from happening again.
Right.
Anyway, so go back to your...
So with that, as we ran yesterday, qualifying was fine, but we used the same set of tires for the race, and we were watching, the pressure had leaked off, not a lot, but over like, I don't know, what was it, like 3 hours, 4 hours between qualifying and the race?
Right.
It leaked off maybe a couple of pounds, so we're like, well, there's nothing really we can do about it at this point.
And it was so minor.
We just aired it back up and we went.
Yeah.
But looking at the data, you can see the fronts, the tire pressures were pretty stable, and then the rears, this one was up, but that one was down. And so halfway through the race, we could see...
so hang on. So a minute ago, I was talking about...
How do you zoom out?
A minute ago, I was talking about...
Okay. Yeah, that's what...
A minute ago, I was talking about the car 6, 7, 8 laps into the race yesterday. The rear, I felt it getting... It was changing. It felt, like if you're overcooking the tires, right? So with that alone, I was starting to just back off a touch to take it a little easier to get the car home, right? What it was...
Lap 6.
It was lap 6.
You can see the tire pressure starting to separate out. So we were losing more pressure as the race went on. The fronts stayed good. They were pretty close together, but you can see the difference, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger as we finished the race. Lucky for us, with Mark pushing the first place guy, he made a mistake, whether we pushed him into it or he just did it, but he did it. He went off track, We inherited first place. He hurt his car. He just came in. So at that point, it was just management getting the car home, which Mark did admirably. Great job.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, at that point, I wasn't trying to run hard. I was just trying to kind of nurse it. You know, I didn't want to coast, but I took it easy the last, 3 laps, I think it was.
Yeah, we had about a 10 or 12 second lead on the next second place car behind us.
Yeah, but that, you know, obviously that's going to change the balance of of the race car. So that's all it was. I think the tires were completely fine. You know, they were not overheated like I thought in the car, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and then, well, since we're oversharing here. So then we get nice and relaxed, you know, midday yesterday, getting ready for the race, and they were delayed an hour or something yesterday, so we had plenty of time. The car was obviously totally prepped and ready, and so we strap in, we get in the car, we roll out. I'm sitting out of the garage, just warming. We're kind of getting ready to roll on track. What do I find? I'm getting these alarms and errors on my dash that the water pump was off. And again, oversharing, I've seen that for a while. In my mind, it's always been, it's probably a threshold on the alarm setting, not to worry about it. In this case yesterday, though, it was definitely not on. And there's no way you can race with no water pump in an engine. You would just fry the motor. So we were
mad scramble, taking the bodywork off right out here in front of the
We had what,
garage.
5 minutes
roughly,
or 10 minutes?
When we made it, yeah, we did all that in probably 7 minutes. Mark had to get back out of the car. We took 2 of the body panels off. We messed with the connector, got the water pump going, put the bodywork back on. Mark jumped back in the car, strapped him in. We got to grid, and with 5 minutes to go, they're about to roll out on the track. So
I guess what am I trying to say? No matter how much prep you do, there's always a possibility of something. And you have to be just ready to dance and deal with it ad hoc.
Yep.
So that, you know, there is that. The more prep, the more preventative maintenance you can do. You know, obviously that's word of advice for any racer. And I bet every racer watching this goes, yeah, of course.
Yep.
Again, oversharing, you know, I've seen that water alarm for a while. So, you know, shame on me for not addressing it. But, you know, it kept working. So I thought, oh, okay, it was just a fluke.
And it was just the wire in the connector had come out a little bit, so.
Yeah, so we took care of that yesterday.
Fixed.
Just so you know.
Yep.
But just sharing some of the drama yesterday. But overall, you know, we had a pretty good day. We clipped off a really good time in qualifying.
Yep.
And then our race, I think the outcome was good.
Yep.
So today's another story. We got to do over all over again, right?
Take it another step up just a little bit.
Do you want to show anything else on this?
No.
Okay. right, so qualifying this morning. Track was definitely a lot greener than yesterday. I was about 2 seconds slower than I was on qualifying for Saturday. That's okay, still P1, so I'm happy with that. So starting the race this afternoon up front, I'm going to do my best to keep position through turn 1, and we'll see how that goes. But car's working well, no issues. You know, the rains last night really took a lot of the grip out of the track, but we're up after lunch, so hopefully by then, you know, hopefully it warms up a little bit more on the track surface and more rubber laid down, that kind of thing. But anyway, let's get in the car and let's see what we can do on this race. All right.
I'm in. See you in the garage.
Okay, update. Race day number 2. Not so good. Unfortunately, car's fine, by the way. Went on the out lap, and again, I started P1, right? So I'll show you this on camera here in just a second, but went out on out lap, and I could tell it sounded odd, didn't feel right, it felt underpowered. On the start, I just got my, I just got eaten up on the start. Clearly, there was an issue. The motor came back a couple times where it felt like it might be okay, but ultimately it was no good. So I just limped home. I got the car back, just did not even finish one lap and took it in. So with all that, what happened, right? Let me show you. Look, racing, things can happen. It can be quite irritating. This was one of those irritating moments. So if you go down here, so here's coil number 1. This is the wire. There's 2 wires for coils, by the way, and you can see the black one there is just broken completely off. That's all it was. And cylinder number 1 had no ignition, so I ran on 3 cylinders. Anyway, what a bummer, right? So that ended race number 2 today. It is what it is. So we'll get that all taken care of, get it put back together, get the car ready for COTA, Circuit of the Americas, in the next couple weeks. Car's running great, it's strong, that type of thing. But we'll be doing a couple days of testing. I'll bring you along so you can see what that's like. That's it for this video, though. I thank you for watching, and for many of you who I've met, fellow racers, just supporters in general who have said hi and comment and so on. I appreciate that. I really enjoy it. So keep those conversations coming my way, and more videos coming. So stay tuned, and until next time, ciao.